It's a game of life and how to play it. So today will not take much time. I'll just get right into it. And so the first thing about it is that in this book, Florence Scovel-Shinn talks about how life is not a battle, but life is a game. Now there are two ways that she talked about it. Now the first one is our first takeaway, and this is life is a game of giving and receiving. So what this means is that whatever you give is what you will receive. And so if you give hate, you'll receive hate. If you give love, you'll receive love. If you give criticism, you will receive criticism. If you lie, you'll be lied to. So this one now you can say that this one now is karma in real life, and because now karma is about what you put out, get back and more of it. So you can say that this is a law of karma now. So that is the first takeaway. Second takeaway is life is a game of imagination. So what this means is that whatever you create in your imagination becomes your reality. So this one is about your internal world. So whatever you create in your internal world ends up becoming reality in your external world. So the way to look at this is like the external world is a mirror for internal world. So the external world reflects what is your internal world. So if you are seeing issues in the external world, just know that the internal world is the one in chaos. So this one is more about knowing yourself and now knowing how you are contributing to how your external world is. Now, after you have known yourself now become intentional about how you create your internal world so that it end up being reflected in your external world. So this is the second takeaway. The third takeaway is that there are three types of mind. And now these three types are the subconscious mind, the conscious mind, and the subconscious mind. So the no, so the subconscious mind, the conscious mind, and the superconscious mind. So the subconscious mind now, this is the one that is at the lowest point, and now this one is the one that comes out in terms of habit and patterns in our life. So this is the subconscious mind. This is power without direction. So whatever you give it, it's what it creates. So if you give it something negative to work with, it will bring you back something negative to work with. If you give it something positive to work with, it will give you back something positive to work with. So this is power which does not have does not have its own does not have a plug to make sure that nothing bad gets in. So that's why you find out that you end up with bad beliefs, you may end up with bad feelings, you may end up with bad habits, but your subconscious mind is just running them on because it thinks that are there for you to survive. So that is subconscious mind. The second kind of mind is the conscious mind. So this one now is where we are able to influence things. Like in this stage, we are aware of what is going on. Now, what happens is that with the conscious mind, it is able to impress the subconscious mind. So you can use your conscious mind to give instruction to your subconscious mind, and now the subconscious mind will just be carrying out the instructions that you give it. Now, there's only one problem with the conscious mind. The problem is that conscious mind is mostly negative. Now, it's not just like that negative for the sake of being negative, but it is negative because when it is negative, it ensures our survival. So it is negative in order to ensure our survival. But the problem only comes when we're no longer in a situation where you need to survive, but your conscious mind ends up interpreting things like you are in a fight or flight mode. So that is the only problem with the conscious mind. Now, after the conscious mind, now you have the subconscious mind. So this is at higher level than the conscious mind. Now, the subconscious mind, this is where now this is your highest being. So this is your most perfect self. And the way it shows up is that sometimes it flashes into your conscious mind. And now when it flashes at something that is too ideal, something that is too perfect to be true. And now when it flashes, it means that this is our destiny. So the next time you feel that something are coming into our conscious mind and sound too good to be true, just know that it is your subconscious mind which has given your conscious mind a glimpse into your most ideal self. Now the self that you should be aspiring to. Now this is where now you can transcend the conscious mind. So this is whereby you can go beyond the negativity of the conscious mind and now get into the from the survival mode into the thriving mode of the superconscious, because now the superconscious does not know any limitation. So sometimes the conscious mind can have possibilities, but sometimes can have this silence whereby it can go somehow you cannot go through them. But when you are using your subconscious mind now, when you are relying on your subconscious mind, what happens is that all it exists in possibility, and in that state, it is very easy to take the action that you are taking without getting these negative feelings about it or getting these limitations coming up for you. So the subconscious mind is the highest ideal and so to strive for. So that is that takeaway from the game of life and how to play it. The fourth takeaway is about intuition. So this is about your hunch. And now the thing about the hunch is that now this is the way that, as I was mentioned in the last takeaway about the subconscious mind flashing into your conscious mind. So intuition is the way that your subconscious mind flashes into your conscious mind. And now when it flashes now, this is your the next step for you to take in order to realize your highest potential. So that is what intuition is about. And intuition, I've realized that it comes in different forms. So the first one is that it can come as a still small voice. So this small voice that sometimes you hear in your head, sometimes it can be in terms of your energy shifting. So it can either shift for the better or the worse. And for me, this is the way that it mostly shows up for me. So when I get this energy that feels so weird, I just know that I shouldn't do that thing. When it feels so right, I just know I have to do it. When it is not too right or not too good, I just know that it's time to wait. So that is the second one. The second way that intuition comes to you, and now this is where I'm mostly am. That way it can come in terms of reading a book. So in terms of reading a book, you can read a book and now the way it has this effect on you that just feel that you should do something about it. Now, in case you get that, you just know that that is intuition that has should have given you a glimpse of your idealized self and how to get there. The fourth way that intuition can come to you is by in a conversation. So this is when maybe you are talking to someone, maybe you are listening to a speaker, you are listening to a podcast. So when you listen to that now you can get something that just energizes you and that feels that you want to do something about it. So when you get that, you just know that that is your intuition. The fifth and final way is that intuition shows up as comes as a vision. So this now it comes like a dream, but not really a dream. Because now it's a dream now. You don't mostly remember how it started, but with a vision, you remember everything that happened. And now, so next time you wake up and realize that you have this dream that is so imprinted in your mind that you can remember everything. Like this is how it started, this is how it is going, and this is how it is end. Just know that that is your intuition showing you how to get to your idealized self. So that is your superconscious now speaking to you. Superconscious now sending a message to your subconscious. Not your subconscious, but to your conscious mind. So that is the fourth takeaway from the game of life and how to play it. Now the fifth and last takeaway from the game of life and how to play it by Florence Scovel-Shinn is that it's about the power of the word. So I'll cover this in the next book, but I'd like to touch on it for now. And now, for Florence Scovel-Shinn, the words that you use will will create your reality. So these are your beliefs. So these are your beliefs. These are your thoughts. These are the what you speak. This is what you are consuming. So all of this will influence you in one way or another, either in a good way or in a bad way. So this one is more about being very intentional with the words that you use. So with this one now, I would like to you have to make sure that words that you use are constructive in your life. The words that are negative and destructive in life, you kind of stay away from them. So those are the five takeaways from the game of life on how to play it. So the first one is life is a game of giving and receiving. Second one is life is a game. Life is a game of imagination. So whatever you have in your imagination becomes your reality. The third one is that there are three kinds of minds. So there's the subconscious, the conscious, and the superconscious. The fourth takeaway is that it's about intuition. So intuition is how your subconscious sent a message to your conscious. And now the fifth and final takeaway is that the power of words. So this is about using words to empower your life, not to destroy your life. So this is about only using words that are destructive and only interacting with people or consuming stuff that is constructive to your life and how to get to your idealized self. So those are the five takeaways. And if you have read this book, I would like to know what your biggest takeaway is, and now you can put it in the comment below. In case you have not read this book, I would recommend that you go and read it because when you read it, you realize that life is not a battle, but your life it's a game. Now, if life is a game, what that means is that you should position yourself as the best player in order to win this game of life. So when you realize that life is a game, what you notice is that the only thing you need to do is learn how to be the best player so that you can get what you want out of life. So that's all for today, and I'll see you in the next session. Now, the next session, as I have already mentioned, it will be another book by Florence Scovel-Shinn. So for now, bye bye. Carpe diem.